Hello, and welcome to the About Healing podcast, a show created for those on or awakening into their spiritual journeys, and who are ready, wanting, and learning how to heal themselves. I am your host, About Healing medium and certified spiritual healer, Sheree Buckman. It is my purpose to guide others to the path of self-healing and to inspire those on their spiritual journeys in finding their truths. Join me as I share my experience and unfiltered perspective in healing, as well as the incredible wisdom of the loving energy that guides us. Let's begin. Well, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of About Healing podcast. I want to go straight in and let's go through the announcements so we can get this over and kind of done with. This is more for my benefit, maybe not yours. Because, again, as a sensitive or anybody else, self-promoting feels yucky. But this is a good one, though, because who doesn't love a really good sale?
'Tis the season.
Right. It really is. I really wanted to share because this is that time of year. I started this last year that for the holiday season, I am promoting and putting on sale session gift certificates. So if you are interested or know somebody who might be in getting a private one-on-one healing session, this is that time of year to go ahead and purchase because all of those sessions and they come as a gift certificate. They are all 30% off. This is the highest discount you will ever see on private sessions. You can purchase these again as a gift for someone else that you love for the holiday to assist them, with their grief or their self-healing journey, or to do it for yourself, investing in yourself and in your own self-care and healing. So you can purchase these through the About Healing shop that is actually on my website at abouthealingmedium.com. So you can go there and everything, actually you receive everything digitally. So you'll get an email with the certificate. Don't worry, you don't have to wait for anything. You can immediately go on and then you can go and book if you choose. These are good these don't expire. So they are out there for you. So moving on. Hello, Copper.
Good morning.
Good morning. Man, are we ready to finish the Chakra series?
We are. I feel like we just began it, though.
I know. It's one of those, it's like a bittersweet kind of
Yeah.
moment. Like, I feel like we're just starting, but also I'm glad we're ending
Yeah.
at the same time.
I think just the whole season and with all the love. We've had a great season and I'm super grateful for it, but I'm excited to not do it for a couple weeks. But the Chakra series has been amazing because from the get-go when you started the podcast, I was like, that would be a fun one to do. That would be a fun one to do. And I'm so
You
glad that we
did.
have done it because man, it really has been. And it's not all about the fun, but I mean, it has been a really great series. So
It should be about the fun too. And you're right. Actually, you can thank Copper for this. She is the one who planted the seed about doing a Chakra series. And she said that in season 1. I'm like, when it's time. When it's time, and it was. So let me ask you, do you feel like you're learning anything here new with the chakras?
New stuff, sure. Yeah. I was pretty familiar to begin with, but
Okay.
a lot of the foods and
Ugh,
all that kind of stuff is not something I've ever really looked into. So
okay.
yeah.
Just curious, just kind of feeling that out here. Yeah. Well, without further ado, let's get into this. Let's get into the crown chakra, everyone. This is the 7th of the 7 main chakras within our system. And the crown chakra lives up to its name because this is actually located at the top of your head. Actually, what's most interesting here is that it's actually located inside the brain on the top. There is a whole very technical spot for it that I don't know the words for because I did not note it and write it down. So if you want to know, you can look that up yourself. Sorry, guys. But it's something that's beautiful. So it's actually technically located inside of your head. Just wanted to let you know, not on the outside, just as the rest of the chakras are. It's all within our body, our physical body. So what is this chakra about? Actually, this is a beautiful chakra, and we're We're gonna learn a lot here. All I know is that even though that I was familiar with the chakra and I can feel it and I've been working with it for a long time, that really diving in and getting all of these extra pieces just really expanded kind of my experience and my understanding of the chakra also. But this chakra, this crown chakra, represents inner light. It is the energy vortex connecting you to the universe, to God, the divine, and collective consciousness. This is the command center for your physical, emotional, and spiritual self. It is there, it's like the controlling parts of the brain and nervous system. I mean, that's a huge piece of responsibility just for this chakra. So we can understand why this is really important. But this is also about our totality as a person, kind of like our conscious awareness. The crown is also connected to the root. So it's all connected. So even though we've talked about each chakra being an individual, they are actually still all connected together, right? That's why we're talking about being in alignment and bringing them balanced. But like the crown and the root, they act like bookends, right? They are actually the body's gateways to both the physical and the divine, when again, like the earth and the light, right? Both sides. This system is said to fully develop between 43 and 49 years old. And this is actually per Hindu beliefs. They actually have this age range here. Yet, this chakra actually begins opening much younger. However, this does not fully open until what we call that awakening, where one deprograms from a lifetime of false beliefs and they dive in deep in finding their own truths and aligning with them. Even then, even with this awakening, even with aligning with that, this is a multi-layer process before the chakra fully opens. And actually, I have a lot more detail to get onto that a little bit later in this. But before I go there, because I'm so tempted to dive in now, but we've got a lot. This is organized. I'm going to stick to this. So the color of the chakra is, you'll actually traditionally see it in violet when you look up the chakra system, but actually it's mostly seen as white because it is a combination of all the colors, which we see as the color white. So for me personally, and everybody's different, like I said with my third eye chakra, where most people might see that indigo or dark purple, I have always seen that one as violet. I cannot change it even if I wanted to. Like, it does not want to change. Mine has always been violet. Well, it's the same with my crown chakra. I've always seen it as white, almost kind of like that gold sparkly white. That is the color that I've always seen. And again, I've never seen it in any other way. So as you go in and you're working with this chakra and any of your chakras, it doesn't matter if you're seeing a different color than what has been explained. Trust what you see and what you feel, and don't try to change it. So whether you see white, violet, or anything else, that is what you're meant to see. The mantra for this is I understand. The element associated to the crown chakra is actually all of them. And in astrology, the zodiac sign, it is connected with Leo, and its planet is Jupiter. So let's get into the body parts associated here. We talked about it before. It has to do, again, with that part of the body that it's sitting in. So now we're talking about the skull and the top half of the brain. This is including the brainstem, cerebral cortex, pituitary gland, and nervous system. Man, that's a really small area that covers a lot of our functions. So this is a really important chakra here in balancing out. When it comes to our glands and organs, the primary here is the pituitary gland. So we did talk about it for a moment within the third eye chakra because that's secondary in the third eye chakra, because in the third eye, its primary gland was the pineal gland, and then it was the pituitary. So when we come up to the crown, pituitary gland is the primary here. This is the gland that manages hormones that affect growth, metabolism, sex hormones, and the aging process and inflammation. Again, that's a really important gland there. So let's jump into also discussing the illnesses in association with an unbalanced or blocked crown chakra. Because when this one, if we're completely unaware and things are heavy and imbalanced, the physical ailments associated here are a combination, one, or it's truly not even limited to, muscular and skeletal disorders and diseases, fatigue and exhaustion, migraines, brain tumors, coordination issues, sensitivity to light and sound. And truly, it's actually about the sensitivity to all the environmental aspects, learning disabilities, and neurological disorders, including, but also not limited to, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, epilepsy, schizophrenia, psychosis, depression, neurosis, and insomnia. I know, that's a lot. So, while some of those neurological disorders can also roll over into the psychological and emotional, issues and illnesses, we're also adding the lack of focus and confusion. Okay, so now let's really start to understand this chakra. So let's get into the chakra health because understanding what this looks like for a person when we have a beautifully open and balanced crown chakra. This is someone who has a sense of knowledge and oneness with themselves, all living things, and the universe. They are aware that they are a soul having a human experience, creating the life they are living through their own thoughts, words, actions, etc. They are living a life of bliss, excitement, and wonder with a desire to experience new things. They make choices and decisions with their mind, heart, and intuition. They are calm and wise and able to rise above the chaos of life. They are aligned with their inner truths and beliefs and able to feel into the heart of a matter immediately. These are the people that have meditated, self healed on the deepest levels, and have absorbed and learned the deeper meanings of life. They see and understand the unity of life and energy in all things thoughts, food, people, nature, etc. Man, that's beautiful. I don't know, writing that and really understanding what that balanced chakra looked like and while I knew a lot of these, there was so much more in the research, and this was me even limiting it in what it looks like to have this balanced, beautiful crown chakra. But the biggest point in here to understand is that this is also the chakra of generating, being, and living in pure bliss. And isn't that the goal we're always looking for? So, this is an important one. So, a blocked chakra, let's go into the underactive chakra. For someone who has an underactive chakra, these are usually the ones that are very close minded and shut off to new ideas, beliefs, or different ways. They have low energy and fatigue, and which also exhaustion is related in there. They feel like they do not belong, feeling lost without purpose. They also have abandoned or have a dogma of belief systems when it has to do with religion and spiritual aspects. These are often the ones that label themselves as left brained or extremely rational, and often they are disconnected from joy. So, on the opposite side of having now an overactive crown chakra, this would exhibit as someone having the feeling of their head in the clouds. So, even neglecting their own physical needs. It's kind of like that floating out of your body experience, not feeling grounded, right? This is also extremely overthinking and stuck in analytical thinking rather than, again, expanding out into the more possibilities, imagination, all of those things. It would also come out as obsessive about small or negative things where they can't let go, creating more fear, and it's affecting actually their daily life. Also, manic depressive would also fall here in behavior and possibly even disorder and superiority. It's that they are feeling more that their way or their belief is the way, and then everybody else's is shut down. So, this is the other beautiful part that I had mentioned earlier when I was describing the crown chakra. One thing about this crown chakra, and we're talking about healing it and expanding it, is that while most will go through a process of opening their crown chakras and connecting and aligning with their own beliefs and truths, it is said that a small percentage will actually fully open and balance this chakra within their lifetime. Actually, the same is said about the third eye, while the crown is even a smaller percentage than the third eye. And just so you know, when I was doing that research, because that intrigued me, and I'm like, well, what does that look like? Now, I can't say that for a fact because I don't know where the statistic came from, so I can't really put a lot of credit on it, but I saw them as low as 1% of the population will actually fully open their crown chakra. So, and I bring this up because it's the understanding and knowing of why actually the chakra is associated with enlightenment in many cultures. Those who have a fully open crown chakra, or at least a very open one, they are natural teachers with much to share to this world, more on the humanitarian side, because they bring higher perspectives and showing extreme compassion, patience, understanding, and wisdom. So, when it comes to this chakra, it's not about beating ourselves up because we're imbalanced here, or we don't feel that we are at the level of what I described of having that fully healthy crown chakra. But the fact is, as long as you are connecting, and the most important factor here in healing this chakra is truly going in and connecting with your beliefs, not the ones that you were brought up with or the ones that you've been told or the societal or whatever it is. It is going in and filtering that what is true for you. That's the key in healing this chakra. So let's go in and discuss more of those healing tools that we do with all of these chakras. Because to assist in opening up the chakra or putting more beautiful energy into it, into balancing it, so you want to work with the colors white or violet, and actually, or even gold is really good here. That is wearing it and visualizing that light and visualizing that healthy chakra wheel in that color. See it spinning and moving and kind of like throwing the dust off that it's kind of collected. That's what you want to see it doing. Crystals that help with this crown chakra are crystal quartz, selenite, amethyst, celestite, and howlite are really good ones. So when we get into those exercises and other things that you can do, we've talked about yoga and everyone. There are so many other yoga poses other than what I mentioned here. Like for this one, we have lotus, the handstand, and tree pose. But please do your own research in that. Meditation is the key with this chakra and really opening up and understanding the different perspectives and getting into, I guess, connecting with that deeper piece, connecting with that divine or that spiritual part of yourself. Meditation is the way to go. That's how you're accessing it because you're slowing everything down, right? And then you are kind of weeding the heavy out. Meditation allows you to raise that vibration and to raise and allow information to come in. But also, like I said, self-healing here too. When we go into self-healing and aligning your truths and your beliefs, that is the biggest work you can do, not only for your crown chakra, but all of your self-healing. And then if you'd like to explore further in About Healing podcast episodes, ones that we have done in the past that may even further explain, or it's about the bigger perspective, right? And so I would suggest the big why in season 1, as we're talking about, again, bigger perspectives. And then I suggest the whole season 2. This is really about awakening and our self-healing journey as a collective. But within there, if you want to narrow it down, there's a whole episode on, you know, getting rid of your false beliefs and finding your truths, and very specific in there too. So aromatherapy and essential oils connected with this chakra are cedarwood, sandalwood, lavender, frankincense, just to name a few. I know as I mentioned those, I or started making this list, I knew Copper would be really excited because I know she's a big fan of like cedarwood, sandalwood, and those.
I was just literally gonna unmute myself and say something. I'm like, I wonder what that says about me because I am drawn to those scents.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh, they are absolutely my favorite.
I know I thought of you the moment I started doing that and seeing that, I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna like these scents." She's like, "Yes, please." And who doesn't love these? My husband's a big fan
I
too.
know.
I mean, I do too, but again, digressing. I'm gonna bring it back here for a second. So let's get into Copper's other new favorite subjects to find out, which is the food element.
Food.
Food,
I mean, I'm always excited about food as long as it's not
right?
purple.
I was just about to say, eggplant, not gonna happen, like okay, so we get into the natural foods, for this chakra. Again, you're thinking white, so mushrooms, coconut, garlic, ginger is big, and guess what? Copper's other favorite, water. Have you drank your water today, Copper?
Well, I had my coffee.
I mean, like, pure water.
I prefer to stay perpetually dehydrated. I just don't like to spoil myself.
I have to throw that in there because this has kind of been the thing that she mamas me a lot, but I mama her, and have you taken care of did you drink your
No,
water
yeah,
today?
I have not drank my water today, and you know better.
I'm calling you out now publicly.
I need it. I need
Yeah.
it.
Oh, drink your water here. Let's expand
Yeah.
and heal this chakra. And then going into our herbal drinking teas, we're looking at lavender, jasmine, and gotu kola tea. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I've never heard of this one personally. If I've drank it, I just never read the label. But that came up a lot in my research was that one tea. And then as we get into the affirmations, these ones, write them down and you would put these in a place where you would see them often. And again, reminding yourself of, I am aligned with my purpose and truth. I am love. I am light. I am connected to all. I release doubt and welcome faith. As we wrap up this episode, I want to thank you for listening and learning about these beautiful spinning wheels of energy we call chakras. As I mentioned when we began this series, there are many chakras, over 100, 114 to be more specific, within the layers of our physical and energetic bodies. These sevens are the main and most common chakras referenced in our modern understanding. As you have learned, our physical health is tethered to our emotional, mental, and spiritual health. When one is out of alignment, it can cause an array of issues and concerns until the deep-rooted cause has been found and attuned. Balance is always the key in finding harmony within you, thus changing the energy around you. It is not often that we are completely balanced, but having the awareness and accountability in your own energy gives you the power to self-heal, which in turn raises the frequency and evolvement of not only your own soul, but inspiring the same in those you reach, creating a ripple or domino effect of higher consciousness. Stay tuned for the bonus release of a guided crown chakra meditation. And as always, you beautiful, bright souls, be kind to yourselves. With so much love and gratitude, I want to thank you for listening to this week's episode. My hope today is that the message continues to guide you along your path to healing. To learn more about me and my purposeful work, visit my website at abouthealingmedium.com. You can also follow About Healing Medium on Facebook and Instagram, where you can find the episode's healing guidance, quotes, tips, insights, and chances to win free stuff. To ask a question or to share comments, email me at abouthealingpodcast@gmail.com, or feel free to reach me on Facebook and Instagram at About Healing Medium. Until next time, be kind to yourself.